All right, for whatever reason, it quit recording again, so we got to do a quick recap.
You'd never guess.
If you need this formula, I'll give you this formula on the test. It's no problem. Okay, I'm done talking to the accent. Too much work. So that formula will be on the test if you need it. This formula will also be on the test if you need it. Factorial, that's the exclamation mark on your calculator. Unfortunately, for some of the calculators, it looks like an exclamation mark, but people can't figure out it's an exclamation mark. But it'd be under math and probability on the TI-84. Find the exclamation mark on the calculator. What it means is the number multiplied by itself. So here was an example, 100 factorial over 99 factorial. You could crank that on your calculator, but we recognize 100 times 99 times 98 times 97. And 99 is 99 times 98 times 97. So, those all cancel, so you're just left with 100. Number 2, just crank it out on your calculator, you get 210. Number 3 was the variable n. So we said, hey, n plus 1, remember you're reducing. In factorial, it starts with the first number and then reduces it by 1 every time. So n plus 1 reduced by 1 is n reduced by 1 is n minus 1. So n factorial is the same as n times n minus 1 factorial, so those all cancel, just like we did up there. Here, n plus 1 factorial over n minus 1 factorial 2 factorial. N plus 1 factorial, I showed it down here, would be n plus 1, and then n minus 1, so on and so forth. But if you have n minus 1, n minus 2, n minus 3, that's just n minus 1 factorial. And that's what's happening in n minus 1 factorial, so those cancel, and then you're left with the 2 factorial, which is 2 times 1, which is 2. Here, we just want to write the first 4 terms of this binomial. All we're doing is plugging into this formula, except instead of a's and b's, we're plugging in the c's and negative 3d squared. So pay attention to the negative part. So the first is going to be c to the 21st. Then the second one is going to be c to the 20th, c to the 19th, c to the 18th. And then the b portion, if you will, right here, that goes up by 1. So it's a negative 3d squared to the first, which the negative 3 to the first turns into a negative. You say, well, why 63 here? Well, that's because it's a negative 3 times whatever this is. And then we leave the d squared there. Then this is going to be whatever this is times a negative 3 squared, which is 9. So this is 9 times this gives us that. So it's positive. And then d squared squared is d to the 4th. And then this last one is this times a negative 3 cubed, which is a negative 27. So this times this gives us this. And then you're reducing, don't forget d squared cubed is d to the 6. Then we want to find the 11th term here. Separate problem. Sorry, this is number 6 here. Separate term, or separate problem is s minus t to the 14th. And so when we have s minus t to the 14th, that is going to be the 11th term is going to have the second variable to the 10th power. Based off of this k plus first term idea, is if you think about it, like the first term is a to the n, and then the second term is b to the 1, the third term is b squared, the fourth term is b cubed. So the 11th term is actually going to be b to the 10th, or in this case, negative t to the 10th power. So negative t to the 10th is just going to be t to the 10th, s to the 4th. And then if it's the 11th term, you're actually asking for the 10 plus 1, which would be 11. So the k plus first term, so k is actually 10. The 11th term is k is 10. So if you're asking for the 15th term, k would actually be 14. So, and then we just plug that into our calculator there. Negative 10 to the 10th is a positive. All right.